Hey, what's good? We're back with another video. First things first, let me say thank you to everyone who has come over from the Let's Keep It a Buck podcast. Thank you to everyone who's been watching my recent videos. Thank you to everyone who helped me get to my first 100 view video on the channel. And thank you to everyone who helped me get to 100 subscribers. This is a great milestone. I honestly appreciate and thank everyone who's given me the time of day and just watched any second of my videos. I really appreciate the fact that, within 2 months, I believe, I've come on YouTube, been able to make what I think on average are, are right videos, increasing with quality for you guys, and for you guys to show me such support and such love since I've been on the platform. I honestly appreciate it. All the comments, all the DMs I've been getting. And as a result of hitting 100 subs and as a result of the channel growing just in general, I wanted to make a couple personal videos, even more personal than my actual like videos at the end of the week on the weekends. And that starts with this video, as I was challenged by Damo, Ladamzo of House Balls, as we dubbed him, from the Let's Keep It a Buck podcast, to rank the top NBA players, either right now or like going into the season or like off of last season. I decided to go with the top NBA players going into next season. Now, the reason why I want to preface this entire list by saying the reason why I used top and not best, the reason why I used top and not greatest, the reason why I used the word top is because this includes results from the last season, narratives going into next season, roster changes, and my own personal expectations for each of these players and how I expect them to live up to those expectations and what their results will be during the next season. So yeah, let's just get into the list. Going into 11, we have Damian Lillard. I wanted to put him in the top 10 so badly, but I can either see him going all out in this season, like he put pressure on the franchise, but the Blazers really haven't done anything yet. So either he's going to go all out and just try to do as much as he can this season, or he's going to match the Blazers' energy. And I think that he's more so going to do that, especially after spending a summer with some of the greatest players in the world. I think he's going to match the energy of his franchise along through the season. Whatever moves they make, he will adjust his game accordingly. And he's an amazing player. Top 10 talent for sure. But I just, in addition to him matching the energy of the franchise, I just generally think that the rest of these players will have better seasons than him. Yeah, and that's that. On to the top 10. We got Taste Tatum, the snack, Jason Taste Tatum. Let me stop. Look, Jason Tatum, he's going into next season missing his co-star. Jaylen Brown will also be missing a majority of the season. In addition to that, losing Kemba and Fournier in the offseason, I think will lead to more freedom on the court for Jason, in addition to his increased playmaking that we saw this past year. We already know that he's a great two-way player, although they do have Al Horford, which I think will take some of the defensive load away from him. The fact that you have someone who in Marcus Smart is a career person who shoots under 40% from the field throughout his career, Jason Tatum will be a monster this upcoming season, and I can only see him getting better from here. Now the Celtics' success, I don't know, but him individually, man, it's gonna be a carry. Man, it's gonna be a show to watch too. This man is talented. But moving on to 9, I have James Harden, and the reason for this, for him, I don't know if y'all think this is low or high for Harden, to be honest. This past season, I distinctively remember at least a month span in which the question was, oh, is James Harden really the best player on the Nets? Granted, during that time, Kyrie was in and out the lineup, KD was in and out the lineup, but that's why. They still had an 81% win percentage with James Harden playing, which is the best out of the big three and the best win percentage out of anyone on this list. But in addition to what we've seen with the Nets, he's already comfortable with the other guys on the roster. And I think given that, given the load management that he will see this upcoming season, he's another triple-double threat. His efficiency's better, and it's James Harden, so you just know what to expect from that guy. Next, we have Anthony Davis. Now, despite the fact that I've been going on tirades all across the internet, Twitter, Locker Room, Discord, everywhere, slandering Anthony Davis, with the recent moves that the Lakers have made in the offseason, I can see this being a very good bounce back year for Anthony Davis. I can see Russell Westbrook abusing him in the pick and roll. I can see LeBron relying on him even more so. I definitely see his rebounding numbers going back up since he'll be playing center. And then just hopefully load managing, because Jesus Christ, this guy, like, dude, you can't keep getting injured like this, man. It's been a problem throughout his entire career, and 2020 was a fluke when it comes to that. And I'm hoping that he can replicate that fluke, especially with Russell Westbrook helping out on the rebounding end and such. And just with all that, and also the increased shooting, the increased spacing from the team, I can see him having a bounce back year. All right, next we have Joel Embiid, and Embiid is coming off of an MVP level season, the best season in his career, the best efficiency of his career. He was carrying in the playoffs, and his success next season, the team success, I think to an extent his own personal success and numbers, all depends on the Ben Simmons trade. What they get back in return, whether they still have the same level of playmaking, whether Tyrese Maxey gets a bigger role in the offense. But even if Ben Simmons stays on the team the entire year, which I don't predict happening, I think that he can replicate what he did last year, and I think that lands him here. Even with the defense, even with the injury concerns, which last season was relatively healthy for him, I see him being here. So moving on, we have Nikola Jokic. He's 6. He's right outside the top 5, and that's because I expect his scoring to stay where it's at, if not increase to where he was in the playoffs. This dude was putting up 30, 11.5, and 5 in the playoffs. His assist numbers will go back up because he'll have more time to evaluate his options. His chemistry with Michael Porter Jr. will get even better, which is scary. And without Jamal Murray at least half of the season, he will have to take on the scoring role. And there's no deferring. Aaron Gordon can't do it. Monte Morris can't do it. Michael Porter Jr. can help you, but it's up to him. And I think given that, and given the fact that he was an MVP this past season that got swept in the second round, he'll be coming into next year off of MVP with the injury to his second best player, and he will be on a mission, and that mission will be to carry to as many wins and as high of a record and the most success as possible. And then at 5, I have also recently been on a tirade, which I've kind of retracted, but going across Twitter, going across Instagram, going across Locker Room, now Green Room, going across Discord, even going on a podcast, and I won't say slandering, but speaking the gospel about LeBron James and how I expect him to play this upcoming season. And all of that changed when they signed 4 players that are coming off of seasons of shooting 38+% from 3. I still think Carmelo Anthony is not a bad is a bad signing and is a bad fit, but he's not a bad shooter. Trevor Ariza will be shooting more, and I don't think he will fall off a cliff. And because of that, because of the load managing that they'll be able to do, because Westbrook, as we've been saying throughout the entirety of his career, is a mini LeBron James, LeBron will be able to defer a little bit more. And going back at this past season, yes, he was a very good defender for a majority of it, not just that month in which he was an MVP candidate. But I still expect him to have worse results than what some people may be expecting. But that will simply be because he does not have to play like 2013 LeBron, like 2018 LeBron, like 2017 LeBron. He won't have to do that. He won't even have to play like 2020 LeBron. And like I said, the criteria for this list is my expectations mixed with the results that players did the past season or the past 2 seasons. In addition to injury, in addition to narratives I think will run this next season. And so because of all that, I think LeBron will be 5th. And yes, I have Luka over him. I think that Kristaps Porzingis will replicate what he did last regular season, which was 10-10. No, 10-10. Like 20-10. With solid defense. Hopefully he can play better in the playoffs. But I think that given the fact that he's lost back-to-back to the same team, the same players, given the fact that he's coming off of the most successful year in his country's history in basketball in the Olympics, just given the fact that he's my favorite for MVP, I think he's going to come out and just set the league on fire once again. Moving to 3, I have Kevin Durant. This is because I believe that Kevin Durant will continue to deal with nagging injuries at the very least. But I understand that even when he plays, he is arguably the best player in basketball, We all know he was 1 inch away, from sending the Nets to the conference finals and then probably getting to the finals, because I would have taken them over the Hawks. It's really just injuries that are holding everyone on the Nets back. Kyrie, Harden, and KD. And even taking into account the fact that they'll be load managing throughout the season, I still think that there are 2 players that will have better results than Kevin Durant in the upcoming season. And one of those players is Stephen Curry. Stephen Curry will have a better roster next year. Regardless of how Klay comes back, I don't think his defense will be the same, and I think that people are underestimating the importance of having your legs under you in order to shoot as well and as good and as high of a level that Klay does. But he will still be back. That will be a positive. Wiseman will have learned how to play basketball. And depending on what they do with Kuminga and Moody and even Wiggins to an extent, even if they don't do anything with him, the roster will be improved. The young players had a year to look how Draymond hands him off the ball and gets him in his spots. He arguably just came off the best year of his career. And this could be a redemption season for him, as he might feel slighted that he didn't get MVP, that his team didn't even make the playoffs, and just the fact that not only did he miss games, but Klay missed games, Draymond missed games, and this might be a redemption season. And the only thing stopping him from winning that MVP, of course, would be Luka, but I believe would be Giannis Antetokounmpo as the best player in the league. And you've seen other NBA YouTubers come out with videos, you've seen Lowe's streams, you've been in rooms, you've talked to people, and you have heard the legend of Giannis Antetokounmpo and what he has done this year and the past 3 years. It's just been amazing. And I personally think that this upcoming year will be comparable to LeBron's 12-13 season. He got the first taste of a championship. He put up one of the greatest performances we've ever seen on the route there, on a team that honestly had no business playing against him. Not against the team, not discrediting the Suns, not even discrediting his main defender, DeAndre Ayton. but they had no business lining up against Giannis Antetokounmpo. And this man, if LeBron's 2012 is Giannis's 2021, 2022 will be Giannis's best season, and it will be an honor to watch this man play basketball over the next year. And that's my list. It's on the screen right now. If you want to screenshot it, if you want to talk about it, the comments are open. My Twitter is open. And yeah, I'll see you guys on the weekend. I hope that you enjoyed. Shout out to everybody for 100 subs, 100 plus views on second to last video. And I hope y'all enjoyed this. Have a good day and peace.